Hello everyone and welcome to the first Bexhill College Football Academy podcast of 2025. Today we are joined by a range of our players from our Football Academy. We have Zach Tarrant, who is in the men's first team and Eastbourne Borough under-18s. Jason Perenban, who is the men's second team captain and Eastbourne United. We have Callum Neal, who's the men's third team captain and plays for Crowhurst. And we're joined by Molly Rose, who is the captain of the Women's Academy and plays for Eastbourne Borough Women's first team. Okay, so Zach, starting with you, tell us how the season's gone so far.
Yeah, we've had an amazing start to the season so far. Obviously, sitting top of the league, and yeah, we're playing some really good football.
Mm-hmm. And has the standard been a surprise to you? What's it been like on a personal level in terms of the standard of college football and what you stepped into this year?
Yeah, I think the standard's been quite high. However, I think our team's dealt with it really well, and yeah, we're playing some really good stuff.
And currently find yourself sitting top of the National League with 8 games to go. How are you feeling about that? Are you confident you can go all the way and bring about success?
Yeah, I think we can. We're definitely one of the stronger teams, and I think we can definitely have a good chance of winning the league. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you. And Molly, same for you. How's the season been going so far?
We had a bit of a difficult start. We didn't start, I think, how we would have wanted to. We lost our first 3 games, but I think we found our feet a bit in the past 2. We've won both of our past 2 games. Obviously, it's a lot better to carry on like this now. We don't want to go back to losing again. But yeah, I think we found our feet, gelled as a team a bit more now, and hopefully should carry on as we've been playing.
And 2 wins in the last 2 games. What's brought about that change in form and whatever else?
I think it was just a bit more confidence in playing each other, working as a team. I think before we hadn't quite settled as a group of players yet, obviously with big changes from last year, having a lot more players come in this year, having to figure that out as a team. I think we've now found our feet a bit more.
And how did you, as a group and a squad of players, integrate the new players in? How was that in terms of adapting to the new players that came in September from last year?
I think it worked quite well. I think last year we had a bit of a divide with our team. We weren't as close as we are now. I think there's still little groups, but I think everyone gets on quite well this year, and it didn't seem very hard for everyone to gel back together again, so I think it's gone quite well.
Excellent. So Jason, talk to me about how the season's gone so far for you in the men's second team.
It's been a bit of a tough start for the seconds, unfortunately. We haven't really won a game, but with our losses, I think it's been clear to see that they've come from silly mistakes and avoidable mistakes, and I think we can work on that as a team, and if we learn to make those fine adjustments, I think with our determination and our work ethic, we can definitely start to see the results come through in the later half of the season.
And obviously, although representing the second team in the college, playing in the First 11 Sussex College League, how's that been in terms of a challenge and what is presented to you as a group of players?
Yeah, it's definitely challenging as our personnel changes each week, so sometimes we have to draw in different players, but obviously I think we've adapted quite well to the level of the league and we're competing quite well physically. I think we just need that final edge where we learn to cut out those mistakes, and then we can really push on and really get those wins.
And what have you learnt from playing in that league on a personal level but also as a team?
I think on a personal level, I think more situational awareness. Playing against such a challenging level, you have to be more aware of the players and the level you're playing against. And as a team, I think we've worked quite well on our playing style as well. Sort of maybe like sometimes sit it back against teams like to press quite high and keep the ball, or sometimes maybe going on the front foot and putting the pressure on depending on the opposition we're against.
Yeah, fantastic. And finally, Callum, within the third team, sitting top of the Sussex Schools Second 11 League. How's that been since September?
It's been a very difficult league, I think. Obviously playing a step up is difficult, and we have a team who are mainly first years, so it's their first experience of college football. I think there's not many of our second years, so me and Tom Porter especially, as the senior members, it's been, I wouldn't say difficult, but at times we just need to get everyone together, get a bit disciplined. Sometimes towards the end of the game we're just flying in tackles, getting yellow cards we don't need. But yeah, it's been a good season, we're unbeaten, so confidence is quite high, so hopefully we can do everything we need to do, really.
And what do you think's been the key to you guys going unbeaten? What's been the formula?
I think just playing football, really, playing ball on the floor, quick passing, just everything doesn't get through us. Got like a good mentality with the team, like rocking up to Crawley and they're playing their music really loud, so we just play it louder and just everything's competitive. But yeah, just keep going really and we should be alright.
And staying with you, Callum, for you on a personal level, what's been the highlight of the season so far?
I think We had a game away at Crawley. We were 1-0 down. We had a few first team players on our team, so we should win really. And yeah, we had 2 last minute goals. Got the winner in the 94th minute, and then long journey home. But like tunes in the back, it was all decent. So yeah, good day.
And what do you think that result done for morale and confidence within the squad?
I think it proved to us that we could win the league because we were all a bit not doubting it, but it's an unrealistic task, blah blah blah. But yeah, now I think we could beat anyone. Beat Buxted last week, got Claremont on Thursday. So yeah, we should do it all, I think. So,
fantastic. And Jason, this might be a bit tougher for you in the current setting where the team is at the minute, but the highlight for the season so far for you on a personal level?
Despite the losses, I think as a team we've worked quite well to adapt to the different styles and the shapes that we've played, because I think we've played various formations and even different styles depending on the opposition we're going up against. Quite like to match them or even counteract what they're doing. I think as a team we've worked quite well to work with that and change and do it quite quickly.
Mm-hmm. And how's that been different from football you've experienced previously, whether it's schools football or under 16s and youth football?
Yeah, so with my under 18s, 23s is quite a solid system we play. It's quite consistent. Each week we play our way rather than adapt. Whereas over here, when I play with my college, it's a bit different. So I think even though I'm not doing the same, I'm doing something completely different. We're all quite learning and we're still adapting quite well.
And what did you think that does for you on a personal level in terms of your understanding of the game as a player, if you're having to play these different roles and formations?
Yeah, I think it's quite good because I get the different side of the football. I'm learning as well as I've obviously got knowledge on the other formations, but I'm still learning other things as well and other styles and shapes which work quite well.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Molly, same for you. Highlight the season so far for the ladies team and for yourself?
It's probably been our most recent win against Baswick Seconds. Just having all of our coaches down at the pitch and having so many inputs and winning against a team of high standards like that, it was just amazing. I think it made all the girls really, really happy. It was a really good win. I think everyone worked so hard in that game. The subs putting up with being a sub and then coming on playing so well, making an impact on the game. Yeah, I think it was really positive. And
obviously you're having a really strong season with Eastbourne Borough on a Sunday. What's the main differences between the college football you're encountering but then the football you're encountering on a weekend with the first team?
I feel like obviously with the women's team we've got a lot of experienced players, but we're not playing in a very high league. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately we're not at the standard we should be league wise rather than performance wise. Our performance is outstanding compared to some of the teams in our leagues, and to then come and play college football where the standard of most of these teams and playing against people our own age, it's very different. It does make a difference Sunday to Wednesday, definitely.
So is the college football presenting you with a different challenge to what you're potentially seeing on a weekend?
Yeah, definitely. It does feel more competitive at times, especially against the stronger teams in the league. Playing against, obviously, people our own age, girls our own age, same size, same height, everything. It does make it more competitive. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it just Sunday football doesn't sometimes compare competitive-wise compared to our college games.
And I suppose in your position being the captain of the team, but also having that good experience playing senior football, does that present a challenge for you in terms of trying to guide the younger players and what they're encountering on a Wednesday? If you're finding it hard, you may be losing the game, trying to keep them focused. What have you had to do on a personal level to try and inspire and motivate your team in that?
With this group of girls, it's not hard to try and motivate them. All of them are very hard-working, very motivated. It doesn't take much to inspire them. They all want to do the best they can. I think more as a team, we inspire each other to carry on and keep playing more than just one person. Mm-hmm. So it works quite well for all of us, I think.
Brilliant. And finally, Zach, finish with you and highlight the season so far for the first team and then for yourself on a personal level.
I'd say highlight of the season probably be getting to a County Cup quarter-final. I think we've got a really good chance of maybe come back with a trophy there. Mm-hmm. And also beating the top teams in our league to put us top of the league, like Hollands and Brett and Tunbridge. They're all big wins that could help us achieve well in this season.
And what have you learned on a personal level playing in this particular league in the men's first team National Alliance? Has it been a lot different to what you've experienced, externally to college football?
It is quite similar in a way. We play the same system at college as we do to Borough, mm-hmm. but it's just adapting to the different personnel. And I'd say this league's probably quite competitive compared to the other league for Borough. So yeah, I think yeah, it's a lot more competitive.
And does the physicality change from the league on a Wednesday to, say, the league that you play with the under-18s? Is there much of a difference? Obviously, you're travelling on a Wednesday up to London every couple of weeks and stuff like that. Does that pay any difference, or any difference what you can encounter?
I think when we play on a Wednesday, it's a lot more physical. Obviously, travelling up to teams in London, they can be like more bigger and more aggressive, so it can be more challenging. But yeah.
How have you had to adapt to that as a team, but also on a personal level as well?
On a personal level, I'd say just maybe being a bit more aggressive in my game, and yeah, just not being afraid to get like stuck in. And then as a team, we just just work for each other, keep battling in the games, and yeah.
Okay, Jason, just coming to you then. So how do you see, as a team, can it improve between now and the end of the season, results-wise?
I think it's quite clear that some of the mistakes lead maybe towards the end of the game, or even just throughout the beginning of the game, where we might make those mistakes and we kind of set ourselves back and we cause our own problems. I think if we were to cut those out, or maybe look to maybe being more concentrated on what we're doing, better decision making, we can definitely cut those mistakes which have led to goals, which have set us back, so we can fight on a more equal level.
So you're still confident that if we can cut these silly errors out and mistakes, we can still have a strong end to the season for the second 11? What would that do confidence-wise for the players?
Yeah, I think the quality inside the squad's amazing. I think it's just some decisions that have caused those mistakes, and obviously if you cut out those mistakes, I think with the quality we have, we can definitely push on and have a great second half of the season.
And has that been a bit of a learning curve, playing in the standard where if you do make these mistakes, you will get punished for it? What's been, how's that impacted on your experience so far?
Yeah, I think because a lot of the boys coming from that youth football into men's football now, they're starting to realise that playing football should have consequences, and then those consequences lead to goals and stuff and punish you.
Yeah.
And I think that change has started to set into the boys now, and start to realise that we need to cut those out and those actually mean something.
Yeah.
Whereas in new football, we're kind of like, it's more of a pat on the back, like, oh, you made a mistake, get up and keep going.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's more, you need to cut those out of your game.
Excellent, thank you. Molly, again, as a team and as a squad, how do you see yourself improving towards the end of the season? Obviously, you've got County Cup semi-final coming up.
I think we just need to keep working at the form we've been playing at. I mean, our past 2 games we've played outstandingly. We haven't got any footage of the games, but everyone had an amazing game. I think if we keep working at that standard and keep trying to get better and better, and try including more of those, like the development players, the players coming in, I think we'll have a really great end to the season. And obviously with the semi-final coming up, we want to put all of our focus on that. Playing against Basvic first team, we always know it's going to be a struggle for us. It's always a challenge. Last time we played them, we played the first half amazingly. Second half, maybe we dropped off a bit. We can't let that happen again this time. I think we just need to work at our absolute highest we possibly can and carry on as we have been.
And obviously, you referenced there about playing Basvic first team in the semi-final. Confident going into that fixture following the last couple of wins?
I think if we play how we have been, we definitely have a chance against them. Yeah. I know in our recent fixture against them, the first 45 minutes of the game, we played amazing. It's not to say anything that they were out the game, but we were definitely more in the game than we have ever been against them. I think we just need to be confident in ourselves and confident in each other that we can win that game. And if we know we want it, we will win it.
And obviously you're saying about being able to compete with them, and you say this year you matched them for long periods. What's been the difference this year as opposed to last year in terms of that, in terms of competing against them?
I think, this year definitely our women's first team is made up of second-year players. So we are a lot more aware of their standard and their quality this year than we were last year, where our women's first team was made up of pretty much just first-year players. I don't think we expected what we saw from them. Yeah. I don't think we expected the quality and the standard that they actually do have. I think this year we definitely know what we're facing, and we know that we've got the players that can face up against them too.
Yeah, fantastic. So Callum, for the third team then, what's going to bring about success for the end of the season?
I just think doing the same as we've done, really. I think to go unbeaten after, I think it's 6-7 games now, just shows that we do have a lot better team than I think we give ourselves credit for. Yeah. I think we work quite well as a unit as well. We need to stay together. It's quite a good team bond, like stuff going in the group chat, stuff like that. And it's good as well, like some of the players going and playing for the first team, the second team, coming back, getting loads of experience, and then putting it into our team, and just using the whole academy into one team, just using points from other teams, makes us just a much better side, I think. yeah, just locking down, playing the formation, keep playing as we're playing. Just the confidence to keep going to tough places, getting the result, going back home. Then yeah, going to training, keep going hard, and then yeah, we should just hopefully, if we go the way we're going, win the league. Hopefully.
And do you feel, is there any risk at all of becoming overconfident in terms of if you do progress into finishing first or second and progressing into the semi-finals of the county competition? Is there a worry that you could become overconfident? How do we prevent that from happening?
I think so. There's always a chance, but if we just prepare right, do the analysis, do the recovery that we've had this year, which is different to last year. There's a lot more, I think, in the academy to help us. I think if we just take those things seriously, keep doing what we're doing, and I think we should be alright really if we just stay together and just keep going really, yeah.
Excellent. And Zach, same for you really. How can the first team, yourself, continue to improve as we get towards the business end of the season? You say you've got County Cup quarter final coming up next week, but also that run in towards the league title. How can we ensure that we bring home the trophies?
I think at the minute we just keep doing what we're doing. Got a really good squad, really good group of players, including like bringing people up from the second and even third team. And yeah, we just keep working hard and training, and I think we can win the league.
And do you think that's a feature of the academy? Do you think that's that's helped you this year, is the fact that there is competition for places running right through, and there's players underneath, who maybe not in the side that are desperate to get in it? Are they putting pressure on the players in front of them? How's that affected things?
Yeah, 100%. It's always good to have competition in the team. Competing for your spot makes you play your best every week, and also having good squad depth from people coming up from the second team. It's always we've got a great group of players.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just staying with you, Zach. On a personal level, what's your target between now and the end of the season? Obviously, I know you managed to make one of the first team squads of Eastbourne Borough in the County Cup against Lewis. Have you got set yourself any other targets between now and the end of the year?
Well, just try to help the team win the league. Score as many goals as I can. Just try to help the team.
Yeah. And Jason, same for you. Any personal targets you've set yourself between now and the end of the year?
I think just improving as a player myself in the position of midfield, because I play a bit of a different position for United, but I would like to also improve in the midfield.
Yeah.
I think also just become more aware, more technically better in that position.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, Molly, any personal targets you've set yourself?
Just trying to get the best development of myself I can before leaving college, using this time, using the facilities we have to get the best aid possible.
And obviously, just staying with you, Molly, there's the potential of going to the United States in the future to play. Have you set yourself any targets on that? Has that impacted anything that you're looking at doing?
In the previous months, I've been working a lot more on fitness, health, everything I possibly can to aid that. And I think within the next few months, I'm just going to focus as much as I can on my football and my health and everything, just to make sure I'm perfectly fit and healthy and ready to go out there.
Excellent. And then Callum, what's your personal target between now and the end of the year?
I think because last year I was injured pretty much the whole year. I think just to try and stay fit. I've had 6-7 games in a row now without an injury, which for me is unheard of really. But yeah, just to keep going, do the recovery the best I can do the analysis, make the most of my time here. Yeah. But yeah, just try not to get injured, to be honest, because otherwise it'd be annoying to not be a part of it.
Yeah, okay. And last little question for all of you coming up. So as a captain, senior player, what responsibilities and leadership skills do you feel you've developed over the year in your position within the academy?
I think I've definitely gained far greater leadership skills. I think I've got a responsibility now. I feel like last year I didn't feel like I had this responsibility. I didn't, obviously, but this year I feel like it's my own thing. It's something that I've got and I need to work on it, just me. I feel like that's something that's really helped my ability to help the team, that it's something that I've got, no one else has got it. And being able to provide that to the players, I think it's definitely helped myself.
Does it feel like an added responsibility and added pressure or anything like that, or is it something you've taken in your stride?
I feel like it's something that hasn't caused me any pressure at all. I feel like it's a responsibility that I've taken on quite well. I think it has actually helped myself. It's helped my confidence and everything as well.
Yeah, okay, good stuff. And Jason, obviously being the captain of the second 11 team, difficult season, how's that been in terms of your leadership skills and what responsibilities you feel you've taken on within that role?
I feel like it's been a bit different, obviously, because when I've captained teams before and it's been more successful, whereas here it's not as been as successful. So I've learned how to deal with that side as well. Yeah. I've learned how to manage players, I think, individually rather than just as a team, because every player is different. So I've learned that kind of skill of talking to players differently and treating them differently on the pitch. But obviously giving over the same message as I would to any other player. Since we've been struggling, I think I've got a bit more responsibility to try and boost morale in the team. And I think it's been a bit hard at times, but I think in the second half of the season, hopefully I can push through and I can deliver that morale, and we can push hard in the second half of the season.
Yeah, so even though you've encountered a difficult situation and run of form, do you feel it's made you a better leader, a better player going through this sort of bad run?
Yeah, definitely, because the challenges I think I've been presented, I think I've dealt with well. I think obviously we haven't been as successful yet, but I think morale's still maintained. We have players, we can still see in the players, they're still determined to play the full 90, get through the game, try and push for the win.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And Zach, although you're not captain or senior player yet within the first 11 squad, how have you found the leadership and the senior players? How did they welcome you in? What impact have they had on you in this sort of first 6 months within the college career?
Yeah, I think it's good to have a lot of senior players to learn from and use as guidance. But yeah, I think they've really helped me in all parts of my game. Yeah.
And how do you see yourself potentially moving forward next year? How would you look to implement some of that within your own play and welcoming the younger players in? And what have they got to look forward to if they find themselves in the men's first team squad?
Yeah, I think obviously just to welcome them in and let them
express themselves and that sort of stuff and play free.
Yeah, just to express themselves, and yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest.
It's okay, don't worry. And Callum, just finishing off with you then, you mentioned there about a lack of senior players in the third 11 squad, yourself and maybe one or two others. How have you had to embrace that responsibility? What leadership skills have you developed?
I don't really think I was a leader before it. Kind of played in an array of the teams last year when I was fit, which was quite rare, but a few. I think just to focus on one team, put everything into the team. At the weekends I play, but it's probably not as important as college for me, so I try and prioritise the college games. So I think when we get the fixture, we do training, try and look at individual parts of everyone's games, so then we can, at half time when Ben's talking, just on the slide, let someone know if they're not doing something wrong, but just trying to encourage them a bit more.
Yeah.
I think just looking at individual parts of the game, reading the game, and maybe others could be a bit more observant and just let them know nicely. But yeah, as well to leave college and try and get someone who's in the first year to do my role or Tom's role next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to encourage everyone, not get each other's backs really, because I don't think there's any negativity in our team, which at times there could be more maybe because there's, me included, we do some stupid stuff what was it, 7 yellow cards on Wednesday, so
Trying to talk about that.
yeah, finance office doesn't like us, but yeah, just be a bit more sensible, use the head a bit more, but yeah.
Do you feel that those skills have had to be drawn out of you a little bit earlier than what you maybe expected because of the fact that you found yourself as one of the senior players?
Yeah, I didn't really know what team I'd be in at the start of the year, just kind of an open mind, do whatever job I had to do really. But yeah, I thought, I think we've got a good side. I think the first years that have come in have really matured in their footballing game straight away, and we'll just fight together. So I don't think it's a massive role on me because everyone else does their job so well. But yeah, just to work with Ben, the manager, make sure I know what's asked of us, and then yeah, just get everyone on board, and that's it really. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to come and join us. Thank you everyone for joining us, and keep an eye out for any upcoming podcasts in the future. And thank you Molly, Callum, Zach and Jason for joining us on the podcast today.